The wealthy decide money quietly. They don't shout, rush, or scramble. Their choices arrive from stillness, not panic. Watch how a calm person handles a falling market today. They don't flinch or refresh or panic sell anything. Most people decide about money under heavy emotional pressure. They react to fear, headlines, comparison, and sudden urges. The wealthy decide from somewhere deeper. They paused, breathe, and choose from a slower internal place inside. That difference is the entire video in one sentence. Not strategy, not secrets, just a quieter way of thinking. Picture two people receiving the same surprise bonus check today. One feels excitement rising sharply in their chest. The first person mentally spends the bonus within minutes. A new gadget, a trip, a celebration dinner already planned. The second waits. They notice the urge to spend. They watch it pass before any decision is made. That pause is not boring. It is not repressive. It is the wealthy temperament quietly doing its real work. A small gap between feeling and action changes everything. That gap is the whole secret hiding in plain sight. Money decisions feel urgent when emotions run hot inside, but urgency is almost always an illusion of mood. The wealthy learn to distrust urgent financial feelings deeply. They know panic distorts numbers and shrinks time horizons. So they pause first and decide second, almost every time. Calm minds make better long-term financial choices reliably. This pause is the hidden engine of quiet, lasting wealth. It isn't dramatic, it isn't photogenic, it isn't exciting. Most people imagine wealth as bold, daring, brilliant decisions. A perfect trade, a fearless call, a leap of vision. Reality is far quieter, slower, less cinematic. The wealthy rarely make dramatic financial decisions about anything. They make small, careful ones again and again repeatedly. The drama exists in movies, not inside real portfolios. Think of how a careful gardener treats a young tree. They don't yank it daily to inspect the roots. They water it. They wait. They trust the slow natural process. That same patience shapes how the wealthy decide. They plant something small, then they leave it alone. Time, not effort, does most of the heavy lifting always. Compare that to constant tinkering, refreshing balances, switching plans, chasing every newer idea on an anxious feed. The wealthy understand stillness is itself a real decision. Doing nothing with intention is often the wisest move. Notice how rarely the wealthy talk about money decisions openly. They don't broadcast every trade, purchase, or move. Quiet decisions live better outside the noise of opinions. Privacy protects clear thinking better than any strategy. When everyone weighs in, doubt creeps slowly into your choices. You start deciding based on approval, not principles. Most people decide about money in front of a full audience. Friends, family, social feeds, comparison everywhere, always. Every choice becomes a quiet performance instead of a private decision. The wealthy step out of that audience entirely. They ask what matters in 10 years, not 10 minutes. The crowd's applause never made anyone lastingly wealthy. There's a quiet question they ask themselves over and over. Will this still look wise 5 years from now? That single question filters out almost all bad moves quickly. Try asking it before your next big money decision. Most short-term mistakes fail this test instantly. Impulse buys, panic sells, status purchases, lifestyle creep, all of it. The wealthy borrow their judgment from the future self ahead. They imagine looking back on this exact present moment. Then they decide based on who they want to become. That trick costs nothing, yet changes everything downstream forever. Pause for a moment now and ask yourself honestly inside, when was your last money decision made in calm? And when was your last one made in pure reaction? Most of us decide far more reactively than we realize. A sale ends soon. A friend brags. An app dings loudly. The decision happens before we notice it forming. Share in the comments one money decision you would redo, not to confess, just to reflect with others quietly. Your honesty might be the mirror another viewer quietly needs. Reflection shared often becomes someone else's quiet turning point. Now return with me to the deeper pattern underneath this. Something even quieter is still happening beneath everything else. The wealthy don't define money as just numbers on a screen. They define it as time, freedom, and choice. That redefinition transforms every decision they ever make afterward. Money is not the goal. Freedom is the real goal. When money equals freedom, you stop chasing flashy outward things. You start protecting the freedom money slowly buys. A cheaper car becomes a quieter form of bought freedom. An unbought gadget becomes another month of open options. The decision feels light, not deprived, once you see clearly. Saving stops being painful. It becomes deeply freeing. Most people see saving as something painful that's simply endured. The wealthy see saving as something freeing, deliberately chosen. Same action, completely different inner experience playing out. That inner reframe is the real quiet wealth engine. Not income, not luck, not even strategy itself, ultimately. A peaceful relationship with money changes every long outcome. Notice the wealthy rarely seem desperate about their money. Even with less, they carry themselves calmly anyway. Desperation makes every decision worse and shrinks every opportunity. Calm makes decisions clearer and improves timing naturally. You see options the panicked mind simply cannot perceive. You hear quiet ideas. The loud world drowns out. Building this calm starts with one very tiny daily practice. Before any money decision, wait 24 hours first. That single delay quietly rewires your relationship with all urgency. It costs nothing, yet protects you from countless mistakes. 24 hours kills most impulses without any real effort. What felt essential yesterday often feels silly next day. That is not deprivation or restriction. It is giving your wiser self a seat at the table inside. The wealthy use this delay almost automatically by now. Big purchases get weeks, sometimes months of careful thought. Small ones still get a quiet pause before any action. They've learned that speed is rarely a real advantage. The market rewards patience far more than fast reaction. Life rewards considered choices more than impulsive, expensive ones. There's another quiet habit worth understanding deeply here. The wealthy separate their identity from their net worth always. They are not their account balance, whether up or down. That separation keeps decisions calm through scary market cycles. When markets fall, they don't feel personally diminished inside. When markets rise, they don't feel personally inflated either. The number moves. They do not move with it emotionally. That steady detachment keeps decisions calm through every cycle. Most people ride their portfolios emotionally up and down endlessly. A good month feels like a private victory parade. A bad month feels like a quiet personal failure event. That emotional fusion ruins clear money thinking over time. You sell lows because you feel like a loser. You buy highs because you feel like a winner. The wealthy break this emotional fusion deliberately and early. They watch their money move without becoming the money. A quiet observer position protects every long-term decision well. You become the calm watcher, not the anxious owner. Try this small experiment carefully over the coming week ahead. When you check anything financial, name the feeling first. Anxiety, excitement, boredom, fear, hope. Only then decide anything. Naming the feeling weakens its grip on your choices. You stop being the emotion. You start watching it instead. From that small distance, wiser decisions naturally appear. This is temperament work, never simple financial advice work. The numbers matter less than the steady, patient mind. Calm mind with average numbers usually beats the loud opposite. Temperament is the multiplier hiding under every result. Consider how the wealthy think about boring, repetitive choices. A simple plan repeated for decades rarely impresses anyone. Yet that boredom is exactly where quiet wealth grows. Boring isn't the cost of wealth, it is the path. Most people want their money life to feel constantly exciting. Excitement and real wealth building move in opposite directions. The thrill you feel today is often the price tomorrow. The boredom you tolerate today is tomorrow's freedom. The wealthy quietly chase boredom on purpose with their money. They want decisions so dull they require no defense. Imagine a snowball rolling slowly down a long winter hill. At first, it looks small, slow, almost unimpressive entirely. Halfway down, no force on earth can really stop it. That is what quiet decisions become over patient time. The wealthy aren't smarter than everyone else around them daily. They started rolling the snowball earlier and steadier. They refused to kick it apart out of mere impatience. That refusal is the rarest discipline in financial life. Most people kick their own snowballs apart constantly somehow. A new idea, a tempting purchase, a sudden plan switch. Each kick resets the slow magic right back to zero. Then they wonder why their wealth never really grows. Protect your snowball by deciding once, then quietly defending it, not stubbornly, calmly, against every passing tempting voice. The defense of good decisions is itself a quiet skill. Most never train it. The wealthy train it daily. When you feel the urge to change everything suddenly, pause. Ask whether new information arrived or just new emotion. New emotion is rarely a real reason to rebuild your life. New information sometimes is. Learn the difference carefully. The wealthy distinguish between real information and pure noise constantly. Most financial headlines are noise wearing information's costume. Learning that difference quietly saves decades of expensive mistakes. The world sells noise. You can refuse buying it. They consume less news, not more, about money in general. Less reaction means more reflection and better choices. Unfollow the loudest voices. Mute the alerts. Breathe slower today. A calmer feed creates a calmer money temperament. This is the real work. Simple and completely unglamorous. No secret strategy. No hidden formula. No clever trick. Just a quieter mind, making quieter, better decisions repeatedly forever. That is the foundation. There is nothing more underneath. Anyone can genuinely begin building this temperament starting today. You don't need money to practice thinking about money. You only need attention, patience, and small, honest daily pauses. The practice is free. The freedom it builds is enormous. Start with just one decision this week, made very slowly. Before spending or saving, sit with the choice quietly. Notice the urge, name the feeling, then decide from calm. That one small practice, repeated, becomes a temperament. A temperament, repeated steadily for many years, becomes quiet wealth. Not always in dollars, always in freedom, in peace. The wealthy aren't a different species of human being somehow. They are people who trained one small skill deeply. The skill of deciding from stillness instead of inner storm. That stillness is fully available to you right now. It doesn't require permission, income, education, or any background story. It requires the willingness to slow down just once. Then again tomorrow, then again the following quiet week after, until slowness becomes your natural relationship with money. You don't have to fix everything about money this week. Just choose one decision and let it breathe. If this perspective resonated, take a small moment now. Reflect on a decision your future self would thank you for. Then leave a comment sharing what honestly came to mind. Your reflection might help another viewer at the right moment. Subscribe and ring the bell if calmer money thinking helps you. More reflections like this arrive here every week. We move slowly here on purpose, because slow is the point. Stay with us as your temperament keeps building. Remember, real wealth is built in deep silence, not in noise. The loudest decisions rarely become the wisest ones, and the quietest minds tend to build the steadiest lives. Decide slowly, breathe often, trust the long, patient game. The quiet way isn't glamorous, but it always quietly works. That is the real money temperament, and now it's yours.